for the admin training. A couple of the things we'll go over today is the activity report, the enrollment report. I'll explain a couple of those basic ones that tend to be some significant reports that we utilize a lot and a lot of our clients use. I'm also going to show you a self-bill payer report, as that's really beneficial. And I think you'll really enjoy that when it comes to comparing against, say, any of those basic life benefits or your voluntary life and your long-term disability. Those are the ones that I will say get set up a lot for my clients as ongoing reports. So I'll show you how to schedule as well for some of those.
Okay.
So the first thing you'll do when you log in, and ladies, I'm going to double check all of your access, but you should have access to run reports. If for some reason when you're playing around with this and trying to run reports, if you don't have a lot of options showing up, like it might only show you 1 or 2 options, email me right away and I'll double check your access. But it looked to me like everyone had access to run all the reports. So you'll hover over reports, and in this case, I'm going to show you how to run reports first. So you're going to click Run Report. It always shows up here, Standard, and these are a lot of the reports that I'm going to show you, actually, that show up as standard reports. If you decided you needed something further, you could change that drop down up above to All, and I'll show you here. And you can start typing in a word. I like to type in, for example, census. Any report that has the word census in it is going to show up. So that's a great resource to go to. I'm going to go back to right now. I'm going to go back to standard. And I'm going to show you. Oops. I'm going to get rid of this one. The word itself. So on this here, one of the reports I'm going to show you, and I didn't add to our list, was a self-bill payer extract. The first thing I'll point out is if you'd like to save this as one of your favorite reports as a go-to, all you have to do is click on this star. It fills in as a solid. And if you go up and change this to favorites, you're going to find this in there. That's super handy. I love that personally because those are my go-to reports. The self-bill payer extract, this one is really good. Clicking Run Now. For once a month, if you needed to compare the volume and the benefit premium for those life policies, the long-term, short-term disability and such. If you wanted to just run this report, as you go further, you're going to have more plan years added. Right now, you could choose all plan years. I tend to just go right with the plan year that I'm using. It has payers built in. You're going to see, this is combined, this is Chubb. Here's your Guardian benefits. Here's the One America. There is a self-billed and a self-funded, and that's what we just worded for a couple of those benefits. In this case, I'm going to choose the One America right now. If you needed this broken down for the One America, they handle, the short-term disability. Am I correct?
Yes.
On that, the long-term, and then those life products for the voluntary, correct?
Yes.
If you wanted to just receive each benefit separately, you would just click on that benefit and you'll receive only the information pertaining to the voluntary short-term disability. If you left it as all case plans, it's going to show you all the plans attached to One America. And that's what I'll do for this, just so you can see this.
And so when you say that it's going to show, everyone for all, all the reports for One America, will it still in the report break it out?
Yep, I'm going to show that to you too.
Okay, sorry, so, I won't interrupt.
No, it's okay. I'd rather you ask. It automatically defaults to show all locations, all employees. Obviously, if you wanted to have it for just one location, you could set it for that one location. Otherwise, it's going to show everybody. It's going to show all employees. If you choose a location, it's only going to show the employees attached to that location. In this case, I always leave it as a full report. That's exactly what I want. There is the change report, but if you're using this for self-billing, I would leave all of the default settings in there. Let's see, you can change any of these questions here to show, for example, if there was an employer contribution for any of the benefits, you could say yes, you wanted the employer premium showing as well as the employee. As I said, I tend to leave it as it is and just because that's the default settings, and I think those work the best for a self-bill payer report. I'm going to deliver this one for right now, and I'm only going to do the current month. So I'm going to do 9/1 to 9/30. What I'm going to do is deliver this to all of us. And if you like this report, Carrie, going forward, we can set it up as a scheduled recurring report, and I'll show you how to do that. If you need to send this and deliver it to someone, you're going to click Choose Recipient. You're not going to necessarily see all of these recipients. We have them in here because of all the people I send reports to. And Darlene, I have you as two different names. I think you're the .m, correct? Is what you log in with?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
I wonder how I got two. Everybody.
Because
I had originally signed you up for one, and then it wasn't working for some reason, so Scott and Deanna. So I'll go get rid of the other one there. Paula, same thing. I'm going to get rid of the...
sign in real quick just to be sure. We've got...
And Zoe. And once you confirm, I'll wait a moment.
Yeah, now all of a sudden I can't find the login. Okay, that's all right. So let me do... Why is it that when you need something right
when you're trying to do something?
Yeah, exactly.
And ladies, Zoe, Sasha, all of yours are your first name dot last initial, correct?
Yes, and mine works.
Okay, good. Darlene, I'll work past this one, and if yours isn't working for some reason, I'll go back and reset it.
Okay, so on my, on the front page, it just says Darlene M.
Okay, when you log in, you use Darlene M?
Yeah, so let me just double check again. Let me sign out. Sign back in. Under the username, it's just Darlene M.
Okay, let me go and do that then. I'm going to uncheck this one, and I'll check that. So simple as just clicking that Choose Recipients. This is one of the reports I don't set up as Notify Recipient if empty and Sender if empty because it's a full report and it's a self-bill payer. So it should never be empty because it's not just changes. So you'll see that it said, and now it moves me over to the scheduled reports, and it's saying that this one is going to go to all of us, and it's in the middle of processing and will send. In a few moments, we'll all get an email with a link. What happens, I'll show you, is you click on the link from your email. If the system's not already open, it'll have you log into the system, and as soon as you log in, it opens up that file for you right away, the report. You can also find it if you were to just go and click on Scheduled Reports. you'll see that this one is in processing now. And it's working there. Whenever you go into the scheduled reports, you're going to see anything that you have sent. It's going to say current case. For the ladies at Sunrisk, as you bring other clients to us and other clients are on this platform under Chubb, you'll be able to see all cases. It's going to provide that to you, so you'll be able to see everybody. And then if you were looking to see who has pulled reports on each of these, you go to current case all users, you're going to see Caitlin from Chubb. She has a file set up and already running weekly. So that's set to go, it's scheduled to go. You're going to see the few that have been scheduled and sent. I just got the email notification that I received that report, and that's exactly how it will come to you. Great. And this one says self-bill payer, and it says it's for One America. So you'll know that's a bigger report. And each of them will say what they're for, the time period, and it'll say who it's coming from. So this one, since we received this report now, I would click on Received Reports. Here's the report here. I'm going to open this for you so you can see what this looks like. Maybe not. Here's the report. This is, I attached all, as I said One America as a payer, and I said all benefits. So you can see it's given me all the information for all benefits attached to One America. The one thing I will point out is when you're dealing with your volume here, this volume number, if there's a benefit that's bundled like that basic life and AD&D, you have to double this. It doesn't automatically double that. The premium is correct 100% because we have the premium adding the life and the AD&D together, but the volume may need to be doubled because it's only attaching the life and it doesn't automatically calculate the double for the AD&D matching it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll see here's that billing summary monthly. So you'll see all the volume. Again, you'll want to double that. You'll see here the premium monthly. That should be 100% correct. If you go to details, it's going to give you the name of all of the employees and what they've enrolled in going across the board. If you go to pending, if there was somebody who is pending, which there is, this Robert, it's going to tell you what the benefit is that he's pending for. And it's going to tell you, for example, the benefit amount, the volume, his salary, the frequency, and the cost. So this is a great one. Like I said, I set this up a lot for a lot of my clients on our initial call so that they'll get this every month on the first of the month to do their self-billing for these benefits if that's how they're handling them. Now, is that something that you would need, Carrie? And maybe Darlene, I don't know if you guys assist with that as well.
Can you hear me? Because I had you on mute, so I hoped it worked. Well, I don't want you to, if I'm clinking and clanking over here looking at your reports.
No, it's
yes,
okay.
I like that report so that I
and
can
do
check
you
my
need
payroll.
that one broken out by each benefit, or do you want the one report showing all of those benefits together?
The one report showing all the benefits together.
Okay. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this here. Oops. Excuse me. Rerun is what I wanted. I didn't want to open the file again. It's going to show me what I already had in there set up. So I can just go right down to the bottom now, and I'm schedule this. I click Scheduled Recurring Report. You can see the date has moved from above for just the current month, because now it's down here. I'm going to start this report, Carrie, to come to you on October 1st. I'm going to push this out to go to December 31st, 2019. So for the next 14 months, you're going to get this. I'm going to have it give you, do you want the previous month, the September information, or do you want the October information for October?
Well, we haven't finished October yet, so if I got the...
No.
I'm trying to...
What would happen is, I have some that want the current month because they're billed ahead, and then I have some that want it because they're billed in arrears. Usually how I do set it up is it's the previous month, because on October 1st, they do receive the bill for the September benefits. Is that how yours work?
Is that how it's going to work this year, Darlene? It's you.
Sorry, I was on mute as well. Okay,
we're all clanking and eating and drinking.
Okay, so
I think Guardian is previous month.
Is the One America?
The One America should be not the past, but going forward. So future.
It's the current month.
Right.
Okay.
So we're in September.
So her October 1st self-bill payer would give her the information for October as it stands. Obviously, she'll have employees that are on board, but they wouldn't be effective during October anyways. They would be if they're enrolling in October, their benefits wouldn't. So it would show her everybody at that point. If there's a change, let's say October 1st, she gets this self-bill payer, she sends it out, and, she sends out the invoice, and then 2 days later, somebody is terminated, so she didn't need to pay the invoice for the full month of October for them.
Right.
She would just at that point, when the November one comes out, she can, check off, hey, this person was terminated on this date, because they would show as terminated on this self-bill payer report, and hopefully the carrier would go ahead and refund those monies back to her as the employer.
And so that's actually where the detail will be helpful, because if you're looking at the detail part, it'll show that termination date, and then you can...
Yes.
Okay. Does that make sense, Carrie?
Yes.
And we can change this, Carrie. This is going to be set up, and it's going to show under that scheduled tab I just showed you at the top, under reports. So if you decide after the first month or two, you're like, you know what, this actually works better, and you talk to the carrier and want to do it previous month, you're going to just click on rerun, and you're going to go right here and click previous month and change it. Okay?
I guess I'll have to wait and see how the bill comes.
Yep. So this is going to be monthly. We only want to receive it once a month on the first day of the month. Okay.
So, Carrie, have you currently paid the September One America bill?
I haven't seen a September One America bill.
I have a feeling you want the previous month.
The previous month
if I set this up for the previous month, and so what'll happen?
Sorry.
I think
how are these bills coming to me? The One Americas and I know Guardian. I go on and I do Guardian anytime. But how is One America going to bill me?
I'm not
sure.
It's going
to be based off of this, correct?
Yeah, if that's how you have it set up with One America, then yes. I know there are a lot of carriers that this is what they do, is you provide over this report to them and the monies, and they...
Okay, so Carrie, I'll verify that for you, okay?
Okay, I don't want to miss a bill. And,
no, absolutely, absolutely.
And is Chubb the same thing? It's in whatever I have in here, they're going to pull it, and that's how they're going to request pay?
I know that was one of the questions with the billing call on Monday. I believe that was what they wanted to know. Did you want to set it up for a self-bill like this, where you send it over to them and they just compare it against what they have in the system? Because they're getting reports regardless, weekly.
Carrie wasn't on that call, and I think we determined that self-billing would be the best.
Right.
Yes, I think so too.
And then, Christine, I think you were going to send remittance report to Carrie once a month, I believe, right?
Yep, I'm going to set that up just like this here.
Okay.
So this report is going to be set up now to go. So you're going to start receiving this on October 1st. Carrie, when you get it, if you have any questions, you can just let me know. And
okay, I believe when you set that up, wasn't it just for One America?
That one is for One America. And here, as you can see, I did set up the other day the Chubb from our call.
Okay.
So that is in there now.
Okay, and so when you say that it's set up for instance, on Chubb, so that means Carrie has to log in to pull this report, or Christina, you're sending that to her and it's also here in the reports? I just want to make sure that...
She'll get an email on the 1st of every month with that link, just like I showed you.
Yep.
Here.
So it'll be scheduled to be sent out automatically, where Carrie will just follow the link and get the report. Okay.
Right. So Carrie, when you get those...
Behind it,
when you get those notices,
will it be remittance so I can send out a check?
Yep.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do, Carrie, since we're on the call here, we did Chubb, we did One America. Do you need Guardian set up that way as well?
Well, Guardian sends the billing statements.
Yeah, I get my own billing statement from Guardian.
You want to reconcile.
Okay.
But I do want, the full report for Guardian so I can compare it to my bill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll send you the self-bill payer with the Guardian. Now, do you do just the Guardian Life on that one, or is it I have 3 different things here, so I don't want to send you 3 different reports. Let me see what this one shows. It might be everything. And I'll just run this. If there's ever a report you're not sure what you need, Carrie and ladies, you can just go, right here to Run Now and click Run Now. It's going to come just to me so I can open this. If I hit Schedule, that's going to send me an email when it's ready so I can continue going about my business. Otherwise, I can just stay right here and it's going to process it and it's going to tell me it's completed and I can download right away. I will tell you, most of the time, it doesn't take much more than a couple of seconds, really, about 30 seconds, and I get a report depending on what I need. If I need a big, full, complete census, and there's other reports in the queue, meaning not just me, but across the board, the system has got reports for a bunch of people going on, it could take a little bit longer. So sometimes I will schedule if it's a bigger report, like a full census. Otherwise, something like this, I'll just watch it for a minute.
Okay, and Guardian should be just dental and vision. Those are the only 2 products we have left with Guardian.
That's what I thought. I thought we had Guardian in there only under the life, showing the life. Okay, so this one's called vision.
It's dental and vision, yeah.
Okay, so there was the dental, and because it shows the vision, and that's the reason why, is because it's saying Davis Vision. So we had it set up as Guardian for one, and then Guardian Dental. So it won't show both plans under one tag. But I can go ahead and set this up for you so you can get the vision and the dental reports as well. Would you like that?
And I think so. And Christina, is there any way is it too late to change just the Guardian to Guardian Vision?
I don't know. Let me take that away and ask Erica.
I mean, Carrie, do you think that would be helpful?
Yes, I think that would be better.
Yeah, I think so.
If you can't, you can't, but.
Right, exactly. But
okay.
If there's any way that we can,
Yep. I'll ask her about that. So what I'll do is I won't set this one up, but I will go in right now, Carrie, and I'll set up the dental for you. So you'll start receiving that one on a regular basis. And I'll send that to you on the first of the month as well.
I mean, I guess if it's going to save time, you could go ahead and set both the Guardian and the Guardian Dental up for the same time. I mean,
okay.
We know now that it's Vision. I mean, do you see what I'm saying, Carrie? And then that way it's already set up.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And if she
once
changes
it's set
it,
up, Christina, it can't be changed.
No, it should be. It might be able to, and it might even just show that it's changed to say Guardian Vision on that side. I'm not positive because I've never had that kind of come up before. So there's that one, and now I'm going to go in and do it again for. Come on. The dental. All locations. And I'm sorry if I'm scrolling really fast. I am not trying to make you ladies dizzy at all. Let's see, Darlene. And I suggest, ladies, you get in here and play around with this. I tell all of my clients, all of my brokers, I'm like, look, just because this is a standard file I'm showing you, and it's one that I like, just because I've gotten, not to say familiar with it, but I know the file, I know what it does. You can go ahead and get in there. You might find a file just by playing around that you say, oh my goodness, this file is amazing. Shoot me an email. I appreciate it because sometimes there's something in there that I didn't even know about that's updated and new recently by Celerix that maybe my team isn't even aware of yet. We haven't gotten a notification. Okay. So there we have that. Okay. And Paula, we do, as you know, we were going to discuss how to update those on the employees' records. Do we want to just do that, the census upload, which is the easiest, especially considering most of those employees are going to have a lower premium to pay, but it won't show up on their benefit confirmation forms. Otherwise, what's going to have to happen is we're going to have to go into each employee record and re-enroll them to show the updated rates now that everything has been updated.
So say that again? I'm sorry, I missed something there.
Sorry. The life rates, as you know, we updated everything.
Right.
And I think we were going to talk to Carrie about did she need for those benefit verification forms, the confirmation forms the employees see, did she need those to have the updated rates? As you know, most of the employees were going to have less premium to pay, correct?
Correct.
And the easiest way to do it is just go by a census upload, boom, we're done, and everyone's corrected. But their benefit verification form housed in the system is not going to show the updated rate. Otherwise, we would need to go into the system and fix everyone's record manually, which is fine because it will give a new confirmation form with the updated rates. And I think we were going to discuss that to see how you wanted to handle that exactly.
Is this for what Sasha and I were trying to work out yesterday?
No, this was on the life.
Life
Yesterday
rate?
was the STD, correct?
And LTD.
STD.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the life.
So the life is off as well?
The voluntary life was off by a few cents. It actually went lower on the employee.
And what I'd like to do is do all of it at once, especially if we needed to go in and handle manually to make sure we're not touching the employee record 2 and 3 times. We're getting it all done.
Yeah,
clean.
why don't we do that? And then is there any way, I mean, they'll be thrilled that it's lower. Is there any way we can just do a, I don't know, the
bulk
update?
Run.
Yeah, bulk run and the update.
Yeah.
So they don't have to go in there, or it just updates in their file?
Right, that's what I was saying is that if I do it, so for example, Carrie, can I just touch on, if you want to give me an employee's name that I can just show you really quickly. How about, can I use Christopher real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
So for example, his coverage now, if this was to change, which it will be a little bit different, the rate, if we uploaded it by census, it'll show here in the coverage tab that it changed, but over here in that benefit verification, it won't show it. So that's why, you know, if you want everybody to be done so everything shows perfectly and lines up between here and that coverage tab, what I'll do is I'll work with Paula and Darlene and Sasha and Zoe between today and tomorrow, and then you'll have new forms for everybody and a new report showing just those few cents difference.
Okay, and that will include the short-term and long-term, because that's not going to be a few cents.
Well, no, that's a little bit different too. But yeah, that's why I want to touch it all at once and not do it, you know, a couple of times. I want to do everything once for them.
Right, because I'm also going to have to go in and do payroll adjustments. So I would like it to be one and done.
Okay, good.
Because I have to go in and do all the benefit changes and then change it back again for the following week. So
yeah,
that takes almost the whole day. So
I will try and get that over to you as quickly as possible. Okay,
so it'll be the long-term, short-term, and the life. Everything else right now is good.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Great.
A couple of the other reports, Carrie, you have a report that's coming to you this coming week, I believe, and that is on the 24th. You're going to get an activity report. The activity report is one of my favorite ones, and I'll tell you, it actually opens up to 4 different tabs. And on there, it's going to show you the benefits. It's going to, I'm in standard still. It's going to show you all the employees that are in the system. It's going to show you a tab with just changes. That tends to be my favorite tab for payroll purposes when you have to go in and make a change when a new person has come on or someone's had a life event or if someone's been terminated. It's going to give you all of that information. So I did schedule that to come to you automatically starting next week. So what I'm going to do is send one to you right now, just so you have it to look at, so you'll know what you're going to see starting next week. And I think you'll be really pleased with it. That'll be weekly. If you look at that and you have any questions, I'm getting it at the same exact time. So just shoot me an email. Say, Christina, you know, what does this mean on that report? Or where would I find this on the report? Because I'll get back to you and I'll at least try to guide you where you want to look for that information. This is one of the reports that I do tend to set up If it was empty, if it's an ongoing report, I would click these. This one probably won't be empty because I know you've had a couple of new hires come on, but I like this because it'll say it in the email, report empty. So you don't have to spend the time logging into the system and opening the report because it'll tell you in the email that it's empty.
Okay. Can I ask a question about the new hires while we're talking about new hires?
Yeah.
Remember when I sent an email and you had to open up Melinda? So yes. I have all these new hires, which now I'm going to wait till the formulas are correct, that I have to put in for October 1st. If they are not, just for instance, you get everything done by today or tomorrow, whatever. If they were a new hire as of their date is the 26th, their 60 days, are they going to be able to get in prior to that? Did you open it up that way?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we opened it up that way as well. And actually, just so you know, we've updated the system with the rates, the corrected rates. So any new hires onboarding right now, they're going to have the exact corrected rates. It's anybody who enrolled during open enrollment.
Yeah, I held off finishing putting them in because I didn't want them to have the wrong rate.
No, they're good to go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to put them all in then. So because they all have their books and I can't get in. I know. So I said, I didn't put you in yet. They have to wait. So now I'll get them in so they can all get in.
Great. One of the reports I like to use, especially when you're using for new hires onboarding, is an open enrollment status report. This is a great way, Carrie, to set up like once a month to make sure that the employees who needed to log in have actually logged in and done their information. So you can actually set it for all so you see that they're complete, or if you wanted, you could set it for just those who are not begun. I suggest personally you say all, so that way you'll see anybody who's started and not completed their process as well, the incompletes. If it were me, I tend to like this one once a month as well. And I usually set this one up towards the, I guess the first of the month I run it for my clients, and then I personally set a reminder to run it again for a couple of my clients that just need kind of an extra push because they have a huge turnaround for like the 21st of the month. That way they get them on both days and they can see who's actually completed it. Like they can send a reminder on the first of the month saying, hey, don't forget, you have to enroll this month to be effective for, let's just say for Haas, for 10/1. Oh, it's the 21st. I just looked. Joe Smith and John Doe, you two are the only ones who haven't made your elections. You have to enroll to be effective for 10/1. So it's just another way to send a reminder to the employees that are doing the self-service. I'm happy to set this up for you as a schedule recurring. Otherwise, if you'd like to, you can just kind of go in and play with it a little bit yourself and see what date works best for you to send that.
You said it could come on 2 different days. How would you set it up on 2 different days?
So for this one, hello?
You're here.
Okay. I tend to set it up as 2 different reports, so I'll show you here. There's Paula. And ladies, I'm sending this to all of you. At any time, if you decide you're done getting this, you can go in and remove your name from the list. Let's see. Here's one that I would send. If it was empty, there was no one eligible for that month for some reason. Whoops. I would say have it sent as not empty. I want this. I'm saying on the first day of every month, I'm saying this one. And I would send this one like as is, run now. And then I would go back in and set it up again. to send to me.
You send the report up twice.
Yep.
It won't override the other one.
It shouldn't override the other one because I'm setting them up for 2 different dates to be returned to me.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
So let's just say, would you like that one, like, for example, just to try it, and then if you don't like it for some reason, I can stop it. I'll send it on the 1st, and how about like the 20th of the month for now?
Because that just gives them 10 days. That's good.
Okay. And Zoe. Okay. It shouldn't excuse me. I went too fast for myself. I'm saying this still the same day I want it to start, but it's really not going to be because I'm going to set it up for monthly. And this one, I'm going to have it sent on the, no, day, excuse me. So there you go. Now you have 2 in there. So you'll get it on the 1st, and then you'll get it again on the 20th. And I always just kind of sort that report, and I get rid of everyone who's completed, so that way I can just see those who are incomplete and not begun and focus on those only. Okay, so we have a few other reports I'd like to show you. One of the reports I like to show you is a census extract, and that's what I was saying usually falls under all. This one is a great one, especially if at the end of the year, for some reason, you needed to show very specifically everybody that's enrolled in every benefit. I always say all payers, you can choose who you need that for. All case plans, all locations, all employees. If you just wanted a change report to see what changes happened, you can do that. Most of my clients, when they're looking for this report, they want the full report with the waves showing who said they did not want the benefits. I tend to leave all these filters the same. You're welcome to change those filters and see what works best for you. All of these I tend to leave exactly the same because I want to see the latest benefits, and I have here including the terminated employees, what they had, and it'll tell you their termination date, but I want to see what they have. Otherwise, you can put in excluding the terminated employees. You can have benefit history, and so on and so forth. And for this, I'll send you a report right now. It always defaults to wanting to give you the full plan year. So I'll leave that for at this moment. This is one that you can't generally schedule because the information changes so much and there's so many little variables. But as you need it, that's one that tends to be a go-to quite a bit. This one won't be empty because there's going to be a lot of records in there, so I won't even check those boxes off. Another report that gets set up a lot is the birthday report and anniversary. That's especially for those children, dependents that are aging out, or even for if you have benefits where it's reduced by age, especially those life insurance policies for employees who might be 70 or older. This is a great report to have so that way you can go into the system and make sure that everything gets updated appropriately and correctly for all of your employees. I do have some clients that actually their employees get tenured at a certain number of years. So they'll check these boxes because it's important for them to, their medical rates and all that changes. In this case, Carrie, would you say primarily you just need the birthdays for employees and their dependents to know when they age out?
Yes, please.
Okay. And it's primarily, am I correct, that primarily you're going to be affected with your medical, dental, and vision?
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll set this one up to be delivered on the 1st of every month too, so you know who those dependents are especially. This one I'm going to set up to notify recipient if empty and notify me if it's empty. That way we don't open it if there's no dependents or employees changing that month that you need to make any adjustments to. You'll get a lot of them on the 1st of the month, Carrie. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. Honestly, if it looks a little bit overwhelming or daunting, shoot me an email and say, wow, I don't think I need this report going further, or hey, this didn't really have exactly what I needed. Do you know if another report might have something else you might need in it? This one I'll set up for the current month because we want to make the changes in that month coming up, and you'll get it on the 1st. And the last report I'll show you, this one's a good one after open enrollment primarily. And then even going forward, receiving it for anybody who does a life event and changes their beneficiaries, if you need to keep track of that. I do have a few that need a beneficiary report. I tend to go with this one first, and it gives me the information about the beneficiaries for both the dependents and the non-dependents who've been assigned, and it gives me one beneficiary per line. You can check and see which one you like best. This is a great report to have because once you terminate an employee, and I covered this during our admin, a lot of times their beneficiary information, once the system updates their termination, will no longer show under the beneficiary tab in the system. This one I'll just deliver to you first so you can take a look at it. If you like it, I can set this one up for you and you'll get this today. Or you can even try and set that one up. If you like, feel free, go in and try and set up a couple of reports and then shoot me an email and say, Christina, I set this up. Can you just tell me if I set this up? This is when I want to receive it and how often I want to receive it. I'll go on the back end and I'll take a look for you and tell you that it's good to go. This one I'm sending as a full report, so it won't be empty this time. Going back to that first initial user admin guide I sent you, a lot of this is covered in there. It's broken down. It's kind of a smaller, condensed version. As I pointed out during our admin training, if you go to the user guide, there are some different webinars here for the admin stuff. There is a reporting guide here. This one, I will tell you, it's really kind of more for, I want to say, the back end when we're building reports and when we're trying to figure out what reports need to be built. But there could be some useful information in there broken down, as I said. Running a report, the creating report, I'll be honest, I haven't seen too many clients use those. Most of them tend to follow into these reports. I just kind of showed you a few of them, that open enrollment status, the self-bill payer. They use a lot of these, and then they play around with the system. They go in there and start seeing what reports might work. But most of them follow right into the standard reports. You'll see there, this is a little bit lengthier in reports. Paula, Darlene, this is a good one for brokers and not just for this case. As you get familiar with the Celeric system and use it on other cases, this is a great one for you to pull. So there's information there for you, and it's also housed in this administrative guide under Chapter 3. So if you go to the table of contents, Chapter 2 is administration. We went over that. And Chapter 3 is a little more condensed version of that big report. Do you ladies have any questions?
Just yet.
Okay. So when you receive reports, if you ever want to go back and see when you received the reports, you would click on Received Reports. Haha, funny enough. Right now I have all cases. Carrie, I've sent a lot of these to you. What's going to happen is all the things that I've sent, like you'll see all these were sent today. You're only going to see under current case what you have sent. Darlene, same thing for you. Anything that you pull, anything that you send, or that, you know, and received. If you need to click on all users, you will see now everything that's been received and everybody. So you'll be able to go down the line a little bit more. If you know that you sent a report to somebody and you can't remember when you sent it to them, if you click on Sent Reports, I have current case right here. So you're going to see everything that I've started sending. If you go to all users for the current case, you're going to see more. Sasha, there you are. And you're going to see more options as you go forward. So you'll be able to find any possible reports that maybe you had sent to someone or you think they sent to you. And going back a little bit further, history all users. A lot of times this is a great one when I personally get involved and have to check and say, for example, let's say Guardian. Guardian wanted to know, well, when was Joe Smith's enrollment information to us? What date was that file? I tend to go in and look at, oh, Joe Smith, he enrolled in his benefits, and I'm just throwing it out there. Let's see, he enrolled on, well, this here. I know that the enroller sat with him, but I'll go in and say, okay, he enrolled on this day, 8/14. I look at the events history and make sure there's no life events that change that date because this will get bigger and bigger. And then I'll go and find the report in the sent reports going Guardian. I'll say, okay, Guardian, all the Guardian reports. Then I look in there and I'll say, okay, he enrolled on 8/14. You're receiving weekly reports. This is the date. I'll pull open the report as long as it's not expired. Most of them expire, as you'll see. Some of them expire a month after. Some of them go as long as 3 months out, 4 months out for when they expire. I'll go ahead and say it was on this day, and sometimes I can extract that report again, that same exact one, and send it back to the carrier. Saying,
so if it has expired, and let's say we need to go back to, you know, somebody mid-year says, but that's not what I elected at open enrollment.
Right. So the report will be here, right? So that's a great thing. You'll be able to see the report here. And even if it's expired, you can rerun it with the parameters that are already in there because it'll default to those parameters. If somebody, for example, let's just say Mr. Christopher here, let's say during open enrollment, I enrolled in dental. You can go in here and see, clearly he didn't enroll in dental. You can click the coverage history. You see, well, here was his previous voluntary term life, so he didn't have it last year. And then you'll be able to look at a few different things. The forms library. You can look at the benefit verification form. you'll be able to see it was waived here as well. And then you'll be able to look at applications, because in here, it's also going to show more information there. There's the XML. This is kind of a little bit way more information. That's just saying that's all the information that was, pulled. If you check on this little pencil over here, you're going to see it says no coverage because he waived it.
I really like this because it even shows whether it was an enroller or that person.
Yep. So when
really like that.
For someone who does self-service going forward, who did you just have, Carrie? Was it
Melinda Lindsay? I don't know if she's finished though, because I told her to hold off because we were having the issue with the cost of the insurance.
So for Melinda, because she's doing self-service, this sessions tab, as I pointed out during our admin training, you're going to be able to see, as you see, Erica did open it yesterday. She was in there, not yesterday, the day before. And you'll see digitally signed. That was, Melinda was in there, Melinda. But you'll be able to see everybody who's logged in. And once she's completed the process, it's going to have the date right here for you.
I really like that.
And it's going to say it's web service, that it was her. Anytime
I know it was very
Carrie,
helpful during open enrollment because we had someone who changed the employee's name to the spouse's name, and it was very helpful to see that it was actually the person.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember who that was because I changed them back. Richard Brooks. So let's take a look at Richard Brooks. So if you go into the event's history, you're going to see the name changed accidentally from Richard to Carrie. The address changed on this day. I changed it back for you. And if you look at this date, 8/16, and you go over here, you see this one was showing it was digitally signed. So either the employee logged in with their own Social Security number and username and accidentally had done that, or the enroller was logged in utilizing their information. So meaning their Social Security number with them when they were sitting down. But you can see it was completed on there. Isn't that nice?
It was very helpful.